What is good, RET family? Now, this is episode 5 of season 2, should we call it, of the RET podcast with myself, Tom, and the elusive Mo Samuels, he's not here with us right now, but he's always here with us in spirit. And so today's podcast, we're going to chat about, at the time of recording this, we haven't uploaded the video, but we wanted to go more in depth in terms of our main audience, right? You lads are like, I would say it ranges from 17 to 25. There's a few older people as well.
Yeah.
But this podcast is going to be about the lessons we've learned. Like I can still consider myself naive, and I'm sure in like 10, 20 years you'll say, oh, what an idiot. But right now, I found these things that have worked for me, and I think Tom can attest to some things as well. So we're going to take you through in depth of some of the points that we made in a video that's probably going to be uploaded for you guys on over an RET exclusive, of course. We want to go more in depth into that because there's only so much we can fit concisely into a 15-minute video. So we just want to break it down and just let people know, like, yo, do this, don't do that. Why do you do this? You do this because X, Y, and Z. And Tom, do you want to kick it off, mate, with one of your, what's the most like evident for you in terms of, right, yeah, that's a clear life lesson. It's only with age does it become obvious.
So I would say for me, I did speak about it in a previous video as well. You'll see this video before this podcast, so make sure you watch that before this, so you can obviously understand what we're on about. But I would say for me, it's got to be ensuring that you're surrounding yourself with the with the right people, essentially.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time, like you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Mm-hmm.
But I just the way I see it is when I was younger, the kind of the crowds that I hung around with probably didn't get up to the best things that you could be. Typical council estate. I'm born and raised, and I can remember my friends used to probably at like the age of like 12, 13 start drinking on the park, smoking a bit of weed, all that kind of stuff. And it's very easy to assume that that's the norm when you're that age. You don't know any better. You're just young, naive, and I found myself obviously slipping towards that. I'd start like drinking with my friends at the age of like 13, and I just remember thinking to myself,
Frosty Jacks.
Literally, mate, like a bit of White Ace, some red stripe at the park. I can remember thinking to myself, I was like, if my mum saw me doing this right now, like she probably wouldn't be happy. And luckily for me,
your parents ever smack you? I got smacked as a child.
Dad used to.
You used to dread it.
Big,
slipper.
My dad's got my
Big
mum.
hands.
My mum was a slipper, and my dad has got hands like spades, mate. He's the opposite to me. I've got these little hands here, and my dad has got some big heavy hands. He used to spank my little bum with them. But yeah, so I used to get smacked every now and then.
Fucking erection.
Yeah. Oh, daddy. Come on now. Don't get me going. All right.
No, go on, carry on.
So I found myself slipping towards that, and for some reason, like it's like I had some like greater voice tell me. I was like, mate, this isn't going to be any good for you.
That wasn't a great voice, mate. That was RuneScape calling your name.
It was literally RuneScape. No, but honestly, mate, it's like I had just like this inner voice. Yes, I was into my games and whatnot. I started playing them a bit more, but I just kind of like I said to myself, like, look, mate, like it's probably not the best idea getting involved with this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like I just kind of realized myself that it wasn't about it. It was
what
a bad
age
thing.
Was this
probably like 13, 12, man.
Okay.
And like, my mum, the funny thing is, right, my mum used to say to me all the time, Tom, you need to go outside. You need to go play with your friends. You need to go find some friends. I was like, Mum, I'm like 13 years old. No, 12 years old, 13 years old, just growing up. I'm ready to, nearly time to go to like secondary school and stuff. And, so I'm not going to go adventuring further than my like, local area, So, I just became a bit of a recluse, stayed in, played a bit of RuneScape, got 99 woodcutting, 99 strength, 99 HP, all that good stuff. And I'm kind of glad I did that, man, because now I look back at those friends that were getting into that stuff, how many years later now? Like 13 years later?
Where are they now?
They're still doing the same shit, man. Like they're still friends on the same council estate. They haven't moved away. They haven't, no doubt, yes, they've got jobs and whatnot, but I'm like, I don't look at those people as, at one point they're my best friends. I spent all my time with them, and now I don't even talk to them, man. So I feel like I'm blabbering on, but I think the main thing is just being very wary of who it is you're growing up with, and thinking to yourself, when you're a young lad, right, you don't know what it is that you want in life, you know. But if you're getting into bad things that could potentially get you into trouble, and things that your parents are telling you probably shouldn't be doing, then you probably should be doing them, you know. You should listen to your parents when you're young.
Daddy listen
No,
to me.
yeah, literally. And there's probably not going to be many like 13-year-olds listening to this, but regardless, like a lot of lads, you know, they'll keep that friendship group. I'm not saying all friendship groups are bad by any means, you know, young friendship groups, but a lot of lads will keep them right up until, you know, the ages like 25, 26, whatever. And you end up doing the same shit as them because that's what you associate with, you know, it's all you know. So I think you need to be very wary of who you're growing up with, who you're spending your time with in terms of your friends and your group of influence, and really kind of nitpick and be like, okay, do these people have qualities in them that I want in my future, in my future self? Do I want to learn? Can I learn anything from these people?
Yeah, and if not, you've got to be cutthroat about it. I don't care if it's. This is gonna sound so sociopathic, but even if it's your best friend, man, if they are not contributing towards the kind of person you want to be, if you don't see something in them that you admire in some form or another, yeah, they might make you laugh. You might, you know, it's familiarity, but show me friends, I'll show you future.
Absolutely,
you got to be selective. And like, I'll be honest, mate, the only reason me and you are mates partly is because we vibe off each other with like our own mission. But you know, like, we're both coaches, we're both into fitness. If you were out every weekend, yeah, I'd enjoy that for like once a month, which is what I do really. But any more than that, I'd be like, yo, get your shit together.
I'm a lot better looking than you, so obviously by you hanging around with me, you've glowed up like massively.
I've actually glowed up in the last month or so. I just want to clarify that. I got a skincare routine. I leaned up from the lockdown.
You got the tattoo.
Got the fuck boy tattoo. Mate, chicks dig it. I don't know why. It's like a fucking magnet. I literally, do you know the first night I got this, ask Josh, thingy, what's his second name?
Miller Hall.
Yeah. If you're watching Josh.
He always forgets your last
He'll
name.
know
man.
this,
It's
yeah?
nothing personal. It's nothing personal, man.
We were going out to go and meet you and your missus, and my tattoo was fresh. Maybe it was just coincidence, I don't know. And I went down an alley.
Smell the blood.
Yeah, and there was a girl and a fella. And I think, like, shame on you, girl. Like, if you're going to look, like, don't make it obvious, because, you know, it's normal to look even when you're taken, I think, but don't make it obvious. Don't.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. And we were like crossing paths, and she like, you know, glanced me up and down and like raised her eyebrows and smirked.
Just made it so obvious.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but like give it back. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the fella and he was like oblivious, and I was like, you know what, poor lad.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, but maybe he was a friend, man. Like maybe it wasn't like they weren't together.
Maybe,
They sort of
yeah,
hold hands and stuff,
true. But
you know? So it's probably not that deep, man.
maybe not actually.
But
yeah.
he's probably that guy that like can only get girlfriends, not girlfriends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you say this, dude, but I think like mostly like a lot of guys who say, or girls who say, oh, he's just a friend. Let's say that after a few drinks and there's a bed with each other. Is he just your friend then? The only reason he's your fucking friend is because you believe that girl, but literally, like, there's a few drinks, yeah, there's a bed there. I guarantee you he would sleep with you.
Yeah,
I think that for
absolutely,
sure,
man.
so.
Like, mate, he's a fucking guy.
Friend zone,
Come on.
yeah,
Every
it's
guy
it's
would,
in
man.
nature, mate. Like a few drinks.
No, sorry. Opportunity presents itself. Absolutely not. You're my friend, and I like you as a friend.
You would not do that, would you, as a guy?
No,
It's like,
absolutely not.
you can't like ignore your male brain in that sense. I know it sounds very animalistic and kind of,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Anyway, where
So-
was I going with that?
We were saying, yeah, like in terms of like your friends when you're younger, I don't think there's nothing wrong with having friends that you enjoy being around just because you like enjoy being around them. But like when you're growing up and when you're getting older, you know, and it's time to. Like, why did you just? Oh my god!
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, Monday night.
You rookie. Yeah, I just want to clarify. It's actually a Monday as well. You're kind of making me want to drink though, man. I'm on prep at the moment, so I can't actually. Let me just.
You worthless piece of shit, mate. You're not going to come first place now. That's it.
Oh no, shit, mate! You've got it all over the table. Jesus Christ.
It's,
Anyway,
decoration.
Alex. So as
Go
I
on.
was saying before, you interrupted me with your poor attempt at.
You can tell I don't drink.
Yeah,
I'm
legit,
a fucking rookie.
legit.
Go on.
He doesn't usually drink on Mondays, guys. Right.
I don't have an issue. It's not a phase.
Yeah. So, as I said, there's nothing wrong with having, you know, friends that you just enjoy spending time with. You know, occasionally meeting them up. You know, they don't have to have every single quality. It's not. You don't have to be like a pure like sociopath and just like cut everyone out that doesn't have any value to at all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not what
yeah.
I'm saying, man.
No.
Like,
It's not binary.
no, but like you've got to proactively seek out people within your circle that do, have qualities that you want, people that are better than you. Don't be afraid to have friends that are better than you, because if you're the best one in the group, then you're not gonna, where's going to be the competition?
Big fish in a little pond, you're not going to grow.
Exactly, man. Like, you've got no reason to expand. You're comfortable. Like, I've got nothing else to prove to these people. I'm the fucking best guy here.
Yeah.
No, like, you don't want that.
Complacent.
Like, if you're the best person in the group, then like you need to find more people to challenge you. Hence why, like, when I met like you boys, I started picking up new skills such as reading books. I know we said this in the video, but picking up new things from people and actually pushing yourself, man, and just. It's true. I'm going to go back to it. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
What is it? Your network is your net worth. This is kind of true to a degree.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Tom said, don't be psychopathic about it. And it's not binary. It's not like,
calculating value of person in front of me.
Scanning person.
Yeah.
Value rated at 87.
Bank account, £10,999.
Don't be
not
like
good
that.
enough. Goodbye.
But like, I'm a bit of like self-confessed snob in that sense. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't miss any of my friends back up north. I don't miss any of them because I see them on my Facebook and I'm just like, obviously, if you're happy, you're happy. It's all relevant, isn't it? Small town mindset and all that, and ignorance is bliss. But it's not what I wanted out of life. I think there's so much more to life, and it's only when you get out there and put yourself out of your comfort zone do you really realize, oh shit, like literally the limit is almost the sky in terms of what you want to do. Like, you could go make friends in America, man. You can go make friends in Asia, whatever, and start a whole new life. But no different, and neither do your friends and family around you. So you think it's not possible. Now, I'm not saying go and be deluded and do that, but I am saying it is possible and take a calculated risk. And so just keep in mind, like, your friends are dictating your future, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely. And like, you don't. I think you see it in like films sometimes or whatever. Like, sometimes when you meet a new friendship group, and then you kind of think like, what the fuck have I been missing out on?
Yeah.
When you meet just a bunch of cool people that are like crazy, do shit that you could never imagine doing, but because they do it, and you meet this group of people, you're like, what the fuck like, what have I been doing all this time?
I really regret that with uni. I really regret it, man.
Mate, absolutely. So like, not proactively going out and seeking new people to mingle with, it's gonna fucking hold you back a lot, man. Like, you won't realize that, because if you are staying with the same people, that's all you've ever known.
Point of view.
How are you supposed to know any different? But it's not until you meet new people that are doing crazy shit and stuff that you thought you didn't actually knew you wanted to do. It's fucking powerful, man.
Yeah.
Power of people and the power of influence, mate. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, so I guess in a nutshell, like,
be careful who you're hanging
friends.
around with. Audit your friends. Don't be scared to cut people off, but don't be a dickhead about it as well. Like, you can still have your friends, that you enjoy spending time with, but when it comes to personal growth, when it comes to pushing yourself, you really need to evaluate. Say, right, if you're someone that is trying to push yourself, and you find your mates are like, oh, come on now, don't be a killjoy, come out on a night, come out this weekend, come out that weekend. You're like, now, like, I kind of want to stay in my own lane and focus on what I'm doing right now. Maybe keep them for occasional friends and then seek out new ones that are in the same niche as you and want to push towards something, because the opportunities there are endless.
And I know people are going to be like, well, how do I make new friends? It's like, go to the places in which those people that you want to network with or make friends with hang out. So the gym. Say, for example, obviously, if you want to go clubbing, you'd go out to the clubs every night. And you're going to have people who are party animals. But a main one, I think, at the moment is the gym. Or if you want to go traveling, go to a fucking hostel.
Yeah.
You'll meet like-minded people there.
And like, I'm by no means a life coach or anything like that. But obviously, by working with clients, you just have conversations outside of just strictly fitness. You
Coaching.
do. Yeah. So one of my clients, Lee, good lad from Wales. If he's listening to this, then shout out to you. But he's a successful guy. He's fucking smart as fuck, and he is an engineer. He's left university, got a job straight away as an engineer, probably pretty well paid job, etc. He's a smart dude, and he's decided that he doesn't want to be an engineer, all right, and he wants to actually get into the fitness industry. He wants to, get his foot in the door, and he wants to maybe even become an online coach.
One of my clients like this.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And it's like, okay, that's fair enough. You're young, you're a smart lad. You've got a degree in engineering. You've already got a job in engineering, which a lot of people struggle to get because it's a very, very competitive field. And he messaged me and he was just like, yeah, just like a bit of advice and whatnot. Like, what do you reckon I should do? Obviously, being that, I'm a coach or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of doing what he wants to do. So I literally just said, I was like, well, there's not really a set way to go about it, but a good way to start, mate, is just spending more time in the gym and being around people that are in the fitness industry. So, okay, how can you do that? Well, maybe just take like a PT qualification, like you may not be the best PT in the world, because he actually felt like he's going to feel like a bit of imposter syndrome because obviously maybe he hasn't got the best physique in the world. He feels like he's not going to be up to scratch and whatnot. But that's not the case, Get your PT qualification and that's going to get you a foot in the door to work in the gym. And then you work in the gym and you're going to be around people that want the same things as you. You maybe even going to come across people that are already online coaches. Therefore, you can get advice off them. You can maybe even start a business with them. All these little things. So like, yes, it may feel like you're taking a step back by changing your direction in life. I feel like I'm going down like a little wormhole here.
Keep going, mate.
But as long as you're getting your foot in the door and surrounding yourself around with those people that you want to be like, it's a start,
Mm-hmm.
Go from being an engineer, taking a step back, doing a PT course and, starting out as a PT, maybe not earning a lot of money and whatnot. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you got to do,
Needs must, yeah.
Yeah. But what about you anyway? What about you? So life lessons.
Well, I'm 2 years older than you, lads.
Mate, look how old you look, bro. You're so heavily wrinkled. You got the crow's feet. You got the.
Can I just, mate, I look fucking good for my age.
You do look good.
And I don't.
Considering you drink every Monday, mate, you do look very.
I don't think it's, well, you could say argue genetics. I honestly believe this, hand on heart. It's from doing like religiously, like I've been training 10 years, but like for the past 6 years, I got pretty like, not hippie, but I got very aware and conscious of what was going
into your body.
Yeah. So I like to fast.
Dick only.
Yeah, only full quality athletic sperm, please. And so I had and basically I was like very conscious of like fruit and veg, stress. Intermittent fasting is definitely good for autophagy. What else was it? Yeah, so it's like after you've fasted, I think it's like after 12 to 15 hours, the body begins to replace old cells with new cells, and it has been related to like delaying aging. What else has that helped me with aging? I think a skincare routine. After the age of 25, you actually start to physically age. I can't remember, like the chromosomes or something start to shorten or whatever on your DNA. Basically, what that equates to is you start to get wrinkles around the eyes and bags. And I noticed at 25, I was like, oh fuck, I'm not looking as young, as youthful. So I got a skincare routine. I put it in an article. In a nutshell, it was hyaluronic acid. I can't remember what percentage. Check the article out. And then 1% retinol. Use those two products. Again, check the article out how to use them. But literally, and a derma roller. And it really, really helped giving that youthful glow. And carotenoids in vegetables as well. I made a video about this, how to give you that youthful glow and make yourself look better. Carotenoids in vegetables that responsible for the pigmentation in your skin, and we know that in birds you see it. But birds like what the birds have, like the big feathers. What are they called?
Peacocks.
Yeah, peacocks. The reason they do that is a sign of health. The color of it.
Yeah.
And the reason it's a sign of health is because they're having a healthy diet. Same with humans.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why carotenoids give you like a healthy, youthful glow, kind of like almost like a bit of a tan. We find that attractive.
Nice.
And that might be why it's partly, could be cultural, but it also like you see that why like everybody like looks better with a tan is because that's a sign of
Nah, dude. Personally, I prefer girls that look like corpses.
Milk bottles.
Yeah. Do you know like?
I don't mind a milk bottle girl, like blonde little milk bottle.
Yeah,
kind of cute.
Like a Khaleesi
yeah,
type.
Oof.
Whoa, I used to fancy Khaleesi, mate.
Yes, mate. I used to. Yeah.
He's nice.
Game of Thrones, and I was like, right, mate. Naked scene.
Khal Drogo.
Yeah, mate. I used to wish I was him.
No, so your point then. Your point of lessons from when you were younger.
Lessons.
Yes.
Yeah. So many. I would say like the first one for me is like really learning deeply about philosophy. Mm-hmm. And I know that's like quite a nerdy, like not a lot of lads are into it. A lot of like lads like football, go out the weekend, how many birds you shark? Oi, oi, oi. And I'm just like, why do you do what you do, mate?
Yeah.
You know? Like morality is a social construct. Do you even know that? Come on. Bit of a snob with it. But I mean, like, I think it's important because it makes your life easier. It helps you understand and structure and improve the mental model that you have of the world. So like say for example, like Stoicism, that's philosophy. How much easier is it to be like, should I worry about it? Well, can I do anything about it? No. Should I worry about it? Well, no. Dichotomy of control. And they use this in like cognitive behavioral therapy with like top leading athletes and whatnot. And it's all coming back to philosophy because that's never going to age. You are always going to need to navigate the world with this between your ears. And so if you sharpen that, if you understand it and realize what you do, like materialism, consumerism, like why is I want this car? You don't want the car because of what it does. You want it because of how it makes you feel. Yeah. And it is in part to do with philosophy. So like, for example, like the man who has less but is content wins, I always say. Yeah. You're a slave to these desires, like I've said in the last podcast. And I learned that through philosophy partly. And when I remind myself of like, oh, you know what, I would like a nicer car, or I would like this or that, or this career. And it's not to say like don't strive and don't have goals and materialism is inherently bad. But it's to be like, it's to check yourself and remember that none of it ultimately matters. No. And not in a nihilistic way. It's quite freeing because then you can be like, well, I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Kind of like a video game. Again, philosophy, man. So that's really, really fucking helped me as a young lad to understand and like not stress about certain things.
Yeah, I think one thing about philosophy as well is as you get a bit older, you naturally start asking yourself questions that you can't really comprehend. Mm-hmm. And maybe you run into even psychological problems, man. Like that's one thing where Stoicism comes in pretty clutches, like just dealing with anxieties, etc.
Oh yeah.
So like you start to, as soon as you get out of like that school system, where you wouldn't even contemplate philosophy, it's just day in day out life, fun at school, your friends and whatnot. As you get a bit older, you start to question things a bit more in life, and I think philosophy kind of fills that void slightly. Like you still never understand a lot of the shit that comes into your head, but like by trying to grasp some of these ideas through philosophy, it kind of just helps you to navigate and
gives you a template.
Just rest your mind a little bit more. You know,
100%.
And it's just fucking cool anyway, man. Like I enjoy reading about it, and just looking into it. And it's just it's a big wormhole, but it's as long as you can grasp a little bit of it. Like just focus on something like Stoicism, man.
Stoicism's sick, so easy as well.
And there's no surprise as to why it's getting so popular now as well,
especially with what the lockdown and whatnot. People have turned towards that.
Yep.
And great, because that has really helped me as well.
Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever.
Oh no, absolutely, man. Like, and I think it's so sick doing a Stoic program and introducing people to it as well, because obviously, like, ultimately we're still new as fuck to do it as well. Like we're little children, but it's so cool to see people, like, for instance, when I saw two guys in the gym yesterday come up to me and they were just saying, obviously they follow RET, etc. And one of their favorite things is the Stoic challenge, and they still do some of the things of it now. They show it to their friends and they absolutely love it, So I think it's so cool to be able to, give people at least a little bit of a glimpse to it,
Yeah, that's one aspect that's like, I think been really cool with RET is introduce young lads to philosophy, Stoicism indirectly. Yeah. There's power to it, man. So yeah, definitely a life lesson for me is like, just learn about philosophy because it's free to learn about and it will make your life so much easier. And also you can be of use to other people. People will come to you with their issues and like, dude, why are you worrying about it in the past? Yeah. Or whatever the issue is. Anyway, so basically, all my life lessons for me, like definitely philosophy.
Get into it, man.
You know what, dude? You know what? Actually,
where's the best place to start after you've
YouTube.
After you said
honestly, laugh about it. I've learned so much through YouTube, and in terms of like just deep series or documentaries and whatnot. But definitely just hype in the first thing, like Stoicism.
There's more videos coming from Alex.
For what? And Stoicism. Yeah, I do want to bring out a video series and whatnot and kind of make that an easy, like in layman terms, to understand like young lads, because so many lads go through, when I was growing up, like you worry about so much shit, dude.
Just get taken through like the GCSEs of Stoicism. The SATs of Stoicism. Mate, we should literally call it that. Yeah. Stoicism stats.
Yeah. So okay, I'll try it in a nutshell. So basically, the first thing you want to learn about is the dichotomy of control. And that's the most useful, and I think it's the most obvious thing about Stoicism is like, you know, on one side you have what you can control, and then what you can't control. And what you can control, you know, you put your F into it and you give it your all. But once you've given it your all, you don't worry about it, because if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Because the Stoics believe that everything from the Big Bang has already been kind of set in motion, and it's like an orchestrated play.
Predeterminism.
Yeah, predeterminism, determinism. And then on the other side, the dichotomy of control, you have what you can't control. So you don't control the weather, unless you're a conspiracy theorist and you believe in HARP. But you don't control the weather. You don't control the opinions of people about you. You don't control how someone drives or how other people go about their day. Yeah, you don't. There's loads of things you don't control, and yet we enslave ourselves to this side of the dichotomy of control, trying to manage it, trying to run around and naturally, yeah. But like, because you know we would like to have things in control, but you're going to leave yourself exhausted and you're going to be stressed out for what? That energy that you've been using could have been spent on the things that you can control. So think of the analogy, like I think it's like the Stoic archer. So when you pull back a bow, you can control how much you practice. You can control how you pull back that bow. You can control the trajectory of that bow, the arrow, everything, yeah? But as soon as you let go, you have no control of whether a gust of wind is going to come along and push that arrow off to the side. You don't control whether the enemy is going to move and whatnot. So why the fuck do you worry about it? Mm-hmm. And you transfer those to other things in life. So, and I'm still guilty of it as well. Like I worry about shit, and I'm like, hang on a minute, I have no control about how that incident went. I have no control about something that's gone on in the past, but I do control the present, and that's where your power lies. And so, dichotomy control, worry about what you can control, and forget about what you can't control, or at least try and take some lessons from it anyway.
Yeah, and just because you're aware of like the dichotomy of control, and you know, don't worry about what you can't control, etc. Like, it doesn't mean you're not going to worry about stuff. Like, you are.
You're human.
You're human. You're not fucking this Stoic sage, like the ultimate being.
Well, I am, but
yeah, Alex is. But you know, the majority of us mere mortals aren't. So like, but as long as you can like deal with like a good like 50% of the things you'd usually stress out about, that's a fucking lot, man. You know, because a lot of people are like held down by anxiety, stress, and you know, freaking out about what they can't control. So if you could let go of like 50% of that, that's pretty fucking good. It's a good start anyway, you know?
Yeah, I mean, 93% of your thoughts are the same as yesterday. So you really need to check what thoughts you're having and what can you control about those thoughts.
Yeah.
Because they'll dictate your future. So you really got to, that makes sense.
Right. Anyway, I think we have some questions
like
from the Instagram. I like this little feature that we do at the end here. So
always right. So first one,
I say the end. It's probably going to go on for another half an hour.
We'll do the one that's most relevant because it includes me and you.
I love talking about me.
Me. Narcissism. Are you and Tom ever going to skydive?
Yay. Yes.
Wait, what?
Skydiving. Yes. Skydiving. Yes, we are going to skydive. Absolutely. The goal is this year. Are skydiving places back open now? They are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Well, in the UK, they are anyway. I kind of would like to skydive in Portugal just because it looks so fucking insane. And skydiving in the UK is ridiculously expensive, but I want to be jumping out of a plane with both you and Mo, sending it. None of that tandem jumping shit.
I think it's so shit, dude.
Yeah, so I think as soon as we can get back to like Portugal, maybe to do like a license or something, I'll do a tandem jump in the UK. Like, I'll do it just because I want to experience it, and obviously you have to do a tandem first anyway.
Yeah.
Alex just wants to jump out the plane straight away and just like have a parachute on his back and be like, right, you just suss it out, mate. I'll see you in a bit.
Mate, legit. It was the plan last year before the whole thing happened, and yeah, that was the plan for me is to get my license and eventually get the wingsuit. I love it, mate. I love adrenaline.
Like when they're flying close to the rocks and stuff. That's crazy stuff, man.
I swear down, I'm gonna do that with the wingsuit anyway.
Have you seen the one when the guy slams into the bridge?
Yeah, there's nothing left of him. Yeah,
poor guy, man.
Well, you know what, he died doing what he loved, and it was
true.
over quick. You know?
Oh, mate, yeah, he wouldn't have been hanging about, mate. He's literally just like, do you know, like
disintegrated.
Literally just stand on like a bug, like a little ant.
Have you seen the video? Have you heard the noise?
Oh,
mate, the
like
fucking
bang,
noise.
It sounds like a gun going
and
on.
And
like
the woman's like, oh my God. Oh. You just know that there's children there, there's whatever's.
That is what it is, mate. What
sack of meat.
What do you reckon was going through his head in those last seconds?
I think it went.
I think it's just
I think it went real slow. like shit ton of DMT released, like boom, whole life flashed before your eyes, and you were
I
like,
can't imagine that, man.
fuck. I know. You know what happened? I think he clipped his legs. I'm sure he clipped his legs. his
yeah,
bottom
like tore him in
Yeah,
half,
tore him in
didn't it?
half. Yeah, so he might have actually still been alive as he was fucking sailing down.
That's not a nice
I
thought.
don't even think you would be conscious. You know, really.
Oh
of
no,
the shock.
it would knock the shit out of you, man. Like, yeah, you'd like your brain may still be functioning on some kind of level, but like, I think like obviously the impact would have knocked him out.
Yeah, you. Yeah,
You'd be,
exactly.
he wouldn't be like
Jeez.
he wouldn't be cognitive. He'd just
No.
be like,
That's not too bad then. Fuck, imagine that, mate. Mate, waking up, you got no fucking legs, and you flying about. Fuck, that's not a nice.
fly
way.
faster, got less to you.
Mate, fair play to him though. Like,
Yeah,
don't hold him back. Like, I get some people who are a bit like, you know, when I do my cliff jumping, like, you're a fucking idiot. You're fucking selfish. Like, you're straining the health service. Like, mate, fuck off, right? It's my life. I pay my taxes. And
Yeah.
I think people are like little bitches nowadays. I really do. Like, men's testosterone has declined by 1% since like the 1980s. They've got like estrogen face, like pathetic.
you're so close to that rock.
Men like are supposed to be. We're built to be like fighting machines and seek out danger. And when do you feel most alive? When you will dance with danger or with death in some aspects. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying like what I do is like certain death, but there are like, you know, when you're jumping, like it's innate for you to fear heights and not hit that rock.
The thing is though, man, like those people that do like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. That's too. You're so
Look at
close.
them.
Yeah, look at them. But like,
Mate, there never likes people like you aspire
No.
to be. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but like they don't know any different, man. They
That's what I
don't know
mean,
any different.
But they project
But
their
it's
limits
not- they
onto
don't-
you.
They don't realize that when you feel sometimes at closest to death or that feeling of like I'm going to fucking die, you feel most alive.
It's one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah, but a lot of people haven't experienced that, man. So they
But
just
that's
won't
my
understand.
point. Is like,
Why do you think people fucking send it off of cliffs and like that guy trying to do that flyby over the bridge?
Yeah.
You know, he's doing it because he knows that
the
he
thrill,
is
man.
nearly like he's
Yeah.
potentially gonna fuck it up, and unfortunately for him, he did fuck it up.
That's where you get the kick from it.
That's what you get. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing risk, nothing gain.
As long as it's relatively controlled,
Calculated, you know.
calculated risk, there's nothing wrong. It doesn't say there's nothing that is going to wrong with it. Like, if it does, it's your fucking fault.
Nothing in this life is guaranteed, and you only have one life. And for me, it's like, you know, I want to fucking bomb it down a motorway on a motorbike, or the what's it called in Germany?
Oh, the Nürburgring?
Not the Nürburgring, the other motorway. That's
No, not the Nürburgring.
the barn. What's it called? You know what I'm on about.
We know, you guys know what we're about. Yeah.
Yeah. Just go down a motorbike on that fucking 180, 200.
Snaking.
Oh my god, mate.
Oh my
An
God.
arsehole fallout. But yeah, just like I think adrenaline is just like one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah.
I think like life is for living, and
Voluntary discomfort, mate.
you are going to be dead one day. And take a bit of risk, man. Take a bit of risk in your career. Take a bit of risk in whatever hobbies you have or whatever.
So,
Because you feel great, mate.
when you stood on the end of a cliff, right, and there's nothing
love
but
it.
rocks at the bottom, just remember, don't think do.
Because I'm not legit. I'm well. what the fuck?
Maybe you want some deep water at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because thing is about that, right? People are like, you're not scared. Like, mate, I'm fucking petrified.
That's why you do it.
You see me in the car before it, I'm shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm envisioning
get-
what it would be like.
You're weird. You get really anxious leading up, and then you get there,
I'm cool.
and you're
Just
cool.
cucumber.
Like, okay, goodbye.
I got it. There's no doubt. There's no hesitation. But because I've already rehearsed it like several times in my head.
Yeah.
Because what?
I've got this. I fucking got this shit. Just absolutely stack it.
Well, maybe one day, but
You're like in your head, you're like executing like the perfect gainer. It's beautiful. The rotation is on
who
point.
cares?
It's fucking- and then you actually do it, and the arms are just flailing around. A little scream.
Yeah. Fucking impaled, still alive. But yeah, nah. I think, yeah, paradoxically, the more you dance with death, the more you feel alive. Maybe
Mhm.
that's like kind of universal law, but
and if you do make it to your late deathbed, and you can look back on your life and you'll be like, I've done some crazy shit.
dude, live fast, die hard. How many people have came before us, and where are they now? Exactly.
That is
Don't get
no, they're dead as fuck.
dead AF.
Dead AF, lad.
Dead AF, mate. I walk through the cemetery and I'm like, you know what, that's gonna be me one day. All my troubles and worries and insecurities and my family and whatnot, my babies and everything, my hot girlfriend and wife, they're gonna be fucking dead, right? So ultimately, it doesn't matter, man. Stop getting so caught up in your head about life and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Just be don't be nice. Just be a well-intended person. Look after yourself. Aspire to be the best version of yourself and look after those around you. And fucking have fun with it, man. Don't be so politically correct. Like, you can't do that. Fuck off. You're going to be dead, mate. And so am I. So let me live.
A man's second life begins when he realizes he only has one.
Naval Ravikant, whatever his name is. Yeah. Amen. Mic drop.
A fucking men, yeah. And like, the thing, I know we're talking about like jumping off cliffs and whatnot and death, but kind of leading on to death now. Like, what is the point in fearing something that is going to stop you from living it?
Mm-hmm. Death is shied away nowadays. You don't speak about it. You
Absolutely.
Don't see it. Look what's going on with the I don't want to get cancelled, but with what's just happened.
Yeah.
Like, people die, man. And obviously, like, everybody's death is tragedy, family and whatnot, but it's part of life.
No, but the thing is, though, you can't blame the Western society for being scared of death. Like, in a way, I'm a little bit scared of death. You're, in a way, a little bit scared of death, man. You know, existential
fucking
crisis.
come at me, Grim Reaper, mate.
No, but it's true, though, because it's the way in which we deal with it in our society. So how do we do it? We embalm bodies. People that have died, we embalm their bodies to preserve them. So it's almost like we're trying to extend their life. Yeah. Right?
Clinging on
it goes back to Egypt, man. Like, you know, mummifying. Oh, we need to preserve them, keep them, you know, so they don't rot and stuff like that. So we inject bodies with what's the stuff called?
Some, like,
embalming fluid, preservatives and stuff. And we try and preserve their bodies as long as we can, so we can get to the funeral, so they're not rotting and blah blah blah. And then you know, at the funerals, you know, we've got them hidden away in a casket. And yes, like, obviously that's tradition. That's what we do. But that, in a way, gives us a fear of death. And, you know, and now, like, in hospitals, you know, it's all about life extension and stuff like that. So, like, that all of these things in society. I was reading it in Darren Brown's book, Happy. It's a fucking fat ass book if you're a slow reader like me. But it's a great book, and it genuinely puts your mind a little bit at ease with death. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And well, other things goes on to stoicism in there as well. But one big component of, you know, people's unhappiness is an ultimate fear of death. And yeah, like, we spend so much time trying to kind of shy away from death that it's no surprise that so many people are scared of it, man. It's natural. Like, I used to lay in bed thinking about death and, like, dying and, like, getting anxious about it and fucking.
What about your parents? Everything about your parents dying?
Absolutely. It's terrifying. Yeah, absolutely fucking terrifying. You know, and, like, yeah, when they do die, of course, I'm gonna be absolutely broken, man.
Nah, mate, you gotta be stoic about it because you can't control it. So you just. No, I'm joking. But
yeah, but mate, I'm gonna be broken. But at the same time, it's like, that is life. And would my parents want me to be, you know, crying and upset? And it's like, no, not really.
Well, have your grief.
Have your grief, absolutely. Have your grief of anything, you know. But at the same time, like, you've got one life. Don't spend your time not living it because you're so scared of it ending.
One of the greatest rap artists of our times once said, YOLO.
I like that. That's inspirational. Should we get that tattooed?
Let's get a tattoo. That's the next tattoo on my neck here. YOLO.
Oh my days.
Whenever we get a coffee from Starbucks. YOLO. What's your name, sir? Just put it on YOLO.
So we went on from Are You Skydiving to death. And we've already talked about death before on a podcast, but I honestly like talking about it, man.
You know, maybe I'm a morbid cunt, but yeah, I walk through a cemetery, I read a book there, Stoicism. This represents death.
There's a cemetery not far from us, and
Yeah.
I walk through it.
How nice is it?
Yeah, mate, it's actually
Peaceful.
quite nice.
Mate, dead people are so sound.
Yeah.
Don't fucking make a fuss, just fucking lay there chilling. You read a book.
Do you know what I do? I've looked at gravestones, right, and I've seen, like, Thomas, and I've imagined my last name there, and I'm like,
that's happening. It's coming, mate.
that's coming.
It's fucking coming.
It's legit coming. It could be 10 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 6 months.
Be tomorrow.
Legit. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to go send it off a cliff.
No, because that might actually come to fruition.
Yeah, true. I'm not going to do that.
Don't do that,
I'm not gonna
mate.
do that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That is that. We got onto that from skydiving. So any more questions? Let's go through. Let's get another one in there.
Blast these out, lads, and then...
So if you're watching this, remember...
Die.
Just start living.
Right. I won't answer that one. We'll save it for another time because these will go.
It was a little bit erotic.
Yeah, too much. But tips on finding All right.
Hit me with it.
Fuck, we're trying to go down the rabbit hole. Oh, no, we'll go down the rabbit hole with that. Okay. Tips on finding balance between... No, fuck that. Never mind. We've already kind of answered that. I'm trying to do a good question.
We've answered everything, mate. There's no question that we haven't answered.
We know everything to be
everything.
answered. That's the purpose of life. Maybe we've got to try and answer these questions. This is why we're curious by nature. Okay, here we go.
We've got to please the algorithm.
Quick one. Law of attraction and meditation. We'll just go with law of attraction. What's your thoughts on law of attraction?
The law of attraction, as in like...
Manifest?
Oh, so like believe and you will become.
Yeah. Crystals?
To be honest with you, man, I haven't really given it much thought. Like, I think...
All right, what's your initial thoughts?
Law of attraction. So if you're... if you're a negative person, then you will kind of attract negative... More negative shit. Like if you tell yourself you've got bad luck or always happens to me, then shit like that is more likely to happen to you. I certainly believe it to a degree. Not maybe because of like hippie woo woo stuff, but I think if you are a negative person, then how are you going to think with clarity, and how are you going to make smart decisions, and how are you going to make things that are logical when you're always in a negative mindset? Whereas if you're in a positive mindset, you can think clearer, you're happier in general. You're probably going to make smarter choices. And so I think in that way, yes, like just in that sense, maybe law of attraction works, but not for like
Woo-woo.
crystals in the air. Yeah.
Fugazi.
So yeah, in a way, your vibes, if you're a positive person, attracts good things to you because you're better able to make them reality. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm taking that the wrong way.
Completely wrong way, mate.
Oh, right. Well, you just clarify then. Yeah.
So basically, I think it works. You know why? I don't think it's any woo-woo shit, right? You have something in your brain.
Crystals?
Yeah, it's the crystals. Make sure them up your ass. Wish for the best. Yeah.
Please.
Astrology.
1, 2,
crystals.
3.
I'm not going to go there.
Big fucking sapphire.
Daddy, sit on me. And it's got like, you know when you open a crystal inside, it's all like fucking sharp.
Yeah.
So that on the outside, mate. You gotta fucking take it.
Yeah, I was wondering why you're screaming the other night.
Yeah, mate. But now I've manifested my dreams, so joke's on you.
Yeah.
Might have a gaping ass, but fucking manifested.
Carry on.
So I think the law of attraction, it's nothing to do with woo-woo, right? You have something in your brain called your RAS, your reticular activation system.
Oh, here it
Basically,
goes.
Here we go. So basically, you see what you want to see. You see only what your brain wants you to see. So if you perceive yourself as someone that's, oh, my looks so fucking shit, guess what? That's all you're going to see. So if I tell you the color red is very valuable right now, your brain is going to scan the room wherever you're at, reading this from the computer or your phone, whatever, on the bus. Your brain's going to scan red, and that's all you'll see. Are you ever, when you buy your car, why is it when you bought your new car that everybody seems to have your car afterwards?
Everyone's got it, man.
Reticular activation system.
You've got the same idea as me.
It's your RAS. That's what's going off because it's saying, you've identified this.
Subconsciously seek it out.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm getting at is with the law of attraction, if you perceive yourself as someone who is positive, who's always going to see the silver lining, which there always is, even if say like death of a loved one, there's always a silver line of it brings the family closer. It makes you realize that death is coming for you and you live your life more.
Makes your life better in some aspects. Makes you live it more.
I really like test me to this. Like if something tragic, when something tragic happens in my life, it's inevitable. You will always have a silver lining, and that's where your power lies. But God, a tangent, mate.
Every positive has a negative.
Yeah, your RAS is always on, and so you have to rewire your brain to think positive. And this is where like, oh, if you think positive, then positive things will happen. It's like, no, there's nothing like some magical quantum realm universal like thing. It's because you're a RAS. If you're positive, you'll attract positive because you're choosing to see that. So like, say for example, if I say my looks, and I did this for years when I was younger, my looks are fucking shit, I'm always late and blah blah blah. And what happened was I was saying to my mother, I was like, I'm cursed. I'm legit fucking cursed.
Victim.
Yeah, and being a victim, and it only makes it a self-fulfilling prophecy. It only makes it worse because I only ever see what's going wrong for me. I never see that. Hang on a minute, you got your health. Hang on a minute, like you were actually you weren't stuck in that traffic jam. You don't choose to see those things because your RAS is wired onto the negative. So where this comes in with the law of attraction, I guess loosely, is if you are constantly thinking of what you want, which is hopefully a positive thing, unless you're some sociopath and you want negative things for people, you will eventually attract that, because if you keep reminding yourself, you will not only see it, but you also have to act upon it as well.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So it's not just enough to like sit there in your bed and be manifesting with your gems up your ass. You've actually got to be proactive in it.
Yeah.
But it's reminding yourself on a day-to-day basis. This is why I have shit up on my wall, like my life vision and that. As corny as cheesy as it sounds, you know what, mate? It's actually working.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, it's working.
What do you think, like when you listen to songs in the car or just a standard anywhere, like even if you're training, you're not trying to learn the lyrics. You eventually learn the lyrics just because you've heard it over and over, seen it over and over again. So it's powerful, man.
Yeah,
you covered that a lot better than me, mate. So yeah.
But yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think that covers it with meditation. That's a whole nother time for
Okay, we'll delve into that a little bit later. But anyway, guys, that is it. We are done. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. It's getting late here. I'm quite tired, and Alex has to be up very, very early tomorrow morning to shove more crystals up his ass.
Yeah, but we show up because consistency is what prevails, and
exactly.
we want to provide for you guys. So
I hope you've enjoyed. RET family. My name's Tom. This is Alex. Peace out. Much love. Bye bye. Fuck off.